Hi. So this is not how I plan to spend my Friday night. I don't know when this video is going to end up going up, but I'm filming on a Friday night. I look like this because I was getting ready to wind down and, just kind of vibe with my husband and my cats. And now I'm here making a video about drama that I never intended to cause, and I certainly never intended to get to this point. So two things that I want to say before we get into everything. One, the creator that I'm talking about, please do not send them any hate messages. I know there has been some back and forth and some comments, and personally, I think that a lot of it has been relatively respectful, but err on the side of caution. Just don't go over to any of his videos or anything and comment anything, especially don't comment anything hateful. Don't try to find him on any other social media platforms. It's not necessary, and that's not the kind of energy that I want to bring to this platform or any other platform. I don't want you guys on my behalf to be making rude comments to people. I don't think most of you would, but apparently it has been a slight issue. So I just want to say that please, please, please do not go over and attack this creator whatsoever. It's not worth it. It's not the right thing to do. So we're just not going to do that. And then the second thing is that I didn't want to have to make this a video. I did make a community post about this situation before, and I was trying to, again, kind of keep the situation contained. I made the post because I felt like I needed to address everything, but I didn't want to make it an even bigger deal. I didn't want to blow it out of proportion or anything like that. And so I was trying to just be like, hey, here's what's going on. This is what I have to say. Let's move on from the situation. Now I feel like I have to make a video because it didn't end there like I was hoping that it would. And videos do tend to get more reach than my community posts. And I do want to try to make sure that as many people in my audience as possible end up seeing this message. So that's why we're sitting down making a video today. So I'm sorry, I'm tired. I don't want to have to be doing this, but here we are. So in case you're out of the loop, we're going to go beginning to end with this whole situation. So everything started when I made a video about Gen 1 Frankie. If you are a longtime viewer, you'll know that I have never hidden it that I'm not a Frankie fan in G1. I just never really clicked with her character or her doll designs or whatever the case. And I've never hidden that. And I made a dedicated video about the reasons that I don't like Frankie, because some of you guys had asked me about why I feel the way I do, because not liking Frankie is a pretty unpopular opinion. So I posted that video. Again, if you have been here for a long time, you'll know that I like to critique things. I think it's fun to critique things and look at things through a critical lens. And so I am not going to lie, in that video, I was a little bit heated at certain points talking about Frankie, but for me, it was all in good fun. It wasn't a serious, angry, I'm going to stab Frankie in the back if it comes to it wasn't anything like that. It genuinely is just sometimes it's kind of fun for me to get a little sassy, a little heated, and critique things. And so it was never meant to be bad, but it did end up getting taken poorly. I do think it's pretty important to note that I disclaim in literally every single video that I'll never care if you disagree with me. Everyone has their own opinions, and especially considering we're in the doll community and we're talking about little plastic people, it's fine if you disagree. I literally don't care. All I've ever asked is that if you want to express your disagreements, you do so respectfully. I made that disclaimer in the Frankie video, and I also made the extra disclaimer that I totally understand it's not always fun to hear someone shit on a character you love. So I encouraged anyone who really, really loved Frankie to just not watch my video. It's fine. You're allowed to skip it, that sort of thing. You don't have to watch something that you know is going to upset you. So I thought I'd done a good enough job disclaiming, but apparently not. I do think for the most part, people who watched that video were able to say that they disagreed in, again, a kind and respectful manner. The people who did disagree, some people agreed with me. For the most part, it was okay. But there were definitely some people who were commenting and kind of discussing the video who didn't like how I presented, my case, I guess you would say, for why I disliked Frankie. And it just ended up sowing a little bit of discord in the comments, and I felt like I had unintentionally hurt people's feelings, which is literally never my goal. And so I did end up privating the video before any of this other drama that we're going to get to went down. I feel like that's very important for me to make clear. The content creator who has spurred on this video, he goes by Messy Girls TV here on YouTube, which again, please do not go and give him any hate or any comments or anything like that. It's easier to be able to give a name to it, right? And obviously it's public. So, but point being, I didn't private the video because of his response to it. I didn't private the video because of what he said. I privated the video a couple of days before he ever made a video. So I do think that that's really important to note. I just didn't feel right because while I love having discussions and I love having like conversations about differing opinions on dolls, I never, ever, ever want that to be something that goes above and beyond and ends up hurting people. And I felt like I was already towing that line with how the Frankie video was received. Like I don't know like how I could have worded it better, but I probably could have worded things in that video better, or I could have been more clear that me getting heated was just like more of a comedic thing than anything else. But the point is it wasn't like received the way that I was hoping it was received. And that's not to say that I was hoping everyone would agree with me. I just mean it was clear that I had hurt some people's feelings, and I never want that. So I privated it because I didn't want to hurt anyone else's feelings, but it was a little bit too late. So Messy Girls TV made a response video talking about why they thought that I was wrong. And if that was the end all be all, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be sitting in this spot. Because again, I don't care if you disagree with me. If you're a fellow content creator and I make a video saying, hey, I hate Frankie, and you love Frankie, so you want to make a video trying to refute my points in an intelligent and thoughtful and kind manner, that's chill. Honestly, that sounds like kind of fun to do like debate videos back and forth with someone. Like that's a vibe as long as we're happy about it and like kind about it and again, respectful. My issue came in because I didn't feel like Messy Girls TV was respectful. For one thing, he misgendered me consistently through the video, and he was liking comments about people insulting my appearance. And he also admitted that he didn't even finish my video, which like I don't care. Okay. Like you don't have to watch my video. I literally said that in the video. But it was one of those things where that makes it really hard for me to try to argue any of my points or take it as a serious debate. Because if you didn't watch 90% of my video, how am I supposed to defend myself when you don't know all of the information? But even that, I didn't really care. Honestly, the part that hurt me the most was his assertion that I didn't like Frankie because she's, quote, prettier than me. That was actually his lovely clickbait thumbnail, was me quoting that I hate Frankie because she's prettier than me, which wasn't something that I said in the video. And his assertion that the real reason I didn't like G1 Frankie is because someone in my past must have been like Frankie and must have been just such a wonderful and kind person, and I must have hated them for being better than me, basically in every way. And so I felt the need to put that onto Frankie and lash out on this fictional character, which is just not true. And I mean, the video is private now, so you can't see it. But if you did see the video while it was up, you'll know that that's not why I hate G1 Frankie. We're not here to like go over my opinions again, but like that's what bothered me, is that it wasn't a video saying that you disagree about my points on Frankie. It was a video where you said, hey, I didn't watch all of your video, but I think you're stupid and projecting. And I just didn't think that it was respectful. I do want to read a section of my community post really quick, just because I think this is really important, especially as we go further into this storyline, because again, it doesn't stop there. So yes, as I said, I made a community post, and the one sentence that I really, really want to highlight is I said, quote, I don't even disagree with a lot of the points made in this person's video. Because when they were talking about Frankie and they were analyzing her character, I do think they made some valid points. And I'm perfectly fine saying that because, again, I don't mind something that's closer to an academic debate. And I think that's really important to note, given what happened next. Just in the interest of full disclosure, because I do value that, I have blocked this person from commenting on my channel, not because they were being hateful towards me. I made this community post and they never responded directly to the post, never made any comments adding me or like, again, responding to the post where I would get a notification from it. But they did get into at least one of you, I think a couple of you guys in the comments. I'm not sure about the exact number, but I know it was for sure one being a little bit rude. There was some back and forth. And so I ended up blocking them because I didn't appreciate how he was handling interacting with you guys. I didn't think that it was good faith to come onto my post where I tried really hard to just be respectful and explain my side of the situation and basically just say, hey, I didn't mean to offend anyone. My bad. I didn't think it was respectful to come onto my post, not address me directly, and then come at the people who are trying to say that they sympathize with me. I just didn't think that was an appropriate thing to do. So there's that.
I did just want to make an editing note here because I didn't say it when I was filming. But as I said, I had blocked Messy Girls TV from commenting on my channel for the sake of trying to protect anyone who might agree with me, because I don't feel like we need to be having like inappropriate or rude discourse in the comments. I am going to be unblocking them for now so that they have an opportunity to respond if they'd like to this video in the comments. I feel like it would be kind of messed up of me to make this video and not allow them to be able to respond with the community post. He didn't decide to respond to me. Again, he decided to just go directly after the people who were sympathizing with me. But just in case he actually wants to talk to me directly this time, I'm going to be unblocking him for now. If he ends up going after anyone again, then I'm going to reblock him. But like for the moment, we're going to try to have some good faith and we're going to unblock that. So if he wants to comment, he can.
Now, there's been a second video made about how people in the doll community are too sensitive, and it is a direct follow up to his video on me, and it is directly about me. And again, it starts off just really being a little bit unnecessarily rude. He compares me to Baymax and also aliens. Actually, he pats himself on the back for not calling me those things in his first video, which, like, is a bit confusing because Baymax is adorable and aliens are fun. So, like, whatever. And he continues to misgender me the whole video. And in the comments, I think when I saw it, one person had pointed out that he was misgendering me, and he's arguing with them in the comments saying that, being non binary is invalid and whatever. And, I know there are people who hold those beliefs. I'm not ever going to be able to change a lot of people's minds about that. A lot of people just have that belief in their head, and it doesn't matter because I know who I am and I'm proud of who I am and I'm comfortable with who I am. So you can call me she, he, they, it. I honestly don't care. Again, I know who I am. I'm fine with who I am. And I appreciate the people who respect me enough to use the pronouns that I use. I'm honestly really disappointed that, again, this couldn't just like end with his one video, my one community post. I don't think that it's that serious. Frankie isn't real. So the fact that this is blown up to this degree is honestly just a little bit ridiculous to me. And I debated whether or not it was worth it to make this video, because really, like, I was, again, hoping that his video and my community post would have been the end of it. And even him making a second video was kind of like, okay, we can let it lie. But amongst the casual insults to my appearance, there were some more serious things said. And that's why I feel like I did need to make this video, because there's a certain point where you cross a line, in my opinion. And I do think that that line was crossed. So the first thing was that he brought race into it, which I never mentioned at all. You can go see the community post. It's not edited. YouTube does show you if something has been edited, and it's not. So you can see that I never brought up race in the community post. I don't care at all that he's black and that he's critiquing me. I don't take his critique worse because he's black. I don't care about the words he uses or his accent or the way he talks or anything like that. And the assertion that that's really what's going on, I think is really inappropriate and really harmful. I am fully aware that I'm a white person and that I live in privilege because of that. And I am fully aware that other races have it much harder, especially in today's America. I'm not dumb. I do know that. And I work really, really hard to fight for equality and to discuss the hard issues. And I value diversity and, again, equality. So the idea that I would be mad because a black man critiqued me is honestly just ludicrous. And I'm sad that that ended up being brought into it, because I genuinely wouldn't care if this person was white or black or Hispanic or an alien himself. It doesn't matter to me what race you are when you're critiquing me, as long as you're doing it, again, respectfully. I didn't make a community post because a black person critiqued me. I made a community post because instead of someone engaging with my content in a respectful manner and in an intelligent, like, debate manner, someone decided that they were going to go and make assertions about my psychology and my appearance and that sort of thing, and try to debase the opinions that I had tried to form and tried to present as kindly and as well thought out as possible. And that's why I made the video. It had nothing to do with race, and I can't believe I even have to say that. On a similar vein, he also compared me to Trump supporters, which Okay. um, Absolutely ludicrous and also very offensive. I again can't believe that I have to say this. I feel like looking at me and knowing me and seeing the content that I produce, you should know that I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm not. If you also want to scroll back on my community page, you'll see that after the election, I made a post talking about how that really sucks and how this is terrible for the country and how I do not support him whatsoever. I don't support any of his views. I think he's a terrible person. And again, I shouldn't have to say that, but here I am. And so those are the things that made me really feel like I did need to sit down and make this video, because you can think I'm stupid. You can think that I'm uneducated or I have poor opinions. You can think whatever you want about me. You can think I'm ugly and fat, and you can disavow my gender. And that doesn't matter really at the end of the day, because the people who care about me and respect me don't feel that way. And I don't feel that way about myself. But when you want to start calling me racist and you want to start saying that I'm like the people who support a racist misogynist, I can't even say the next things that I wanted to say about Trump. Realistically, it's probably not safe for YouTube. That's where I have a problem, because that's about my values and those aren't the things that I do value. So, to Messy Girls TV, I am sorry that you took my video so hard. It wasn't intended to be taken that way. And my response to you was also not intended to evoke any sort of reaction or rage. I'm sorry for the negative comments that you've gotten from people who disagreed with your views on my video. Again, that's not something that I support. That's not something that I endorse. And once again, to everyone else, I would really like to say, please do not go and do that. I don't want anyone going to his channel and causing any hate. But really, that's all I have to say. I think that it's pretty clear that it doesn't matter what I say at this point. It doesn't matter what pretty words I use or how I talk or how I try to say anything. I think you've formed an opinion about me, and I don't think there's anything I can say to change that opinion, especially because you're not in the habit of finishing the videos that I make about my opinions. So this is really just me trying to clear the air once again. I didn't want to have to make this. I'm not happy that I had to make it. But here I am. Just like I said in the community post, I really hope I don't have to address this again, because I think it's, again, absolutely ridiculous that we're talking about a fake person who doesn't have real feelings. And this is the point to where it's gotten. But it has gotten here. So that sucks, but hopefully better things are to come. Messy Girls TV, you made some remarks in your second video talking about how you're always going to do your thing and you're always going to tell it like it is. And funnily enough, that's where we agree. I'm always going to tell it like it is. I don't know why this ended up being this way. I don't know why this is how things had to play out. And I can't say that I'm ever going to feel comfortable supporting you. But I do hope that things can get better for you. I think that maybe things can be different in the future, and maybe you can hear things about characters you don't like and not have to make videos like that. Or maybe you can actually discuss the content of videos instead of trying to make up reasons that people feel things. And I hope that you can get to that point, and I hope that you can end up finding success in the doll community, because I think that's great. I think that if people can grow, that's wonderful. I think this community has room for everyone who is not being hateful. And so, yeah, I hope you can get to that point. I hope that this can be it. I would like to put it behind me. And I think that's everything I have to say. So, thank you guys for listening. I'm sorry that we're having to do all of this, but I appreciate everyone who has been kind to me, and I appreciate everyone who has disagreed with me but done so in a respectful manner. Please continue to do so. I hope you guys are having a better night than I am. I'll catch you later.